Hear me, my dear child. I am the Lord your God, the giver of grace. My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. My grace is not just a one-time gift. It is not just for your salvation. It is for every moment of your life, every step you take, every challenge you face. My grace is what sustains you, strengthens you, and carries you through. But many of my children do not understand my grace. They live as if they must earn my love. They try to carry burdens that I have already lifted. They walk in fear and condemnation instead of in the freedom I have given them. My child, if you want to walk in my grace daily, you must learn to receive it fully, trust in it completely, and live in it continually. My grace is a gift, not a reward. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. Ephesians 2 verse 8-9. My child, my grace cannot be earned. It is not given because of your good deeds. It is not a reward for your efforts. It is my gift to you, freely given because I love you. You do not have to strive to be worthy of my grace. You do not have to work for what I have already given. Rest in my love, walk in the freedom of my grace. My grace is new every morning. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3 verse 22-23. My grace is not just for yesterday. It is not just for your past mistakes. My grace is new every morning. Every day I pour out fresh mercy upon you. Every day I cover you with my love. Do not carry the weight of yesterday's failures. Do not live in the regret of the past. My grace is here today, right now. Receive it, walk in it. My grace gives you strength in weakness. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. My child, do not fear your weaknesses. Do not feel unworthy because of your struggles. My grace is enough for you when you are weak. I am strong when you cannot. I can. When you feel like giving up, my grace will carry you through. Do not rely on your own strength. Depend on me, lean on my grace, and you will find strength for every challenge. My grace teaches you to live righteously, for the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present. Each Titus 2 verse 11-12. My grace is not an excuse to live however you want. My grace transforms you. It teaches you, it empowers you to walk in holiness and righteousness. When you abide in my grace, you will desire to walk in my ways. You will turn from sin, not out of fear, but because my love has changed your heart. My grace is sufficient for every trial. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. Hebrews 4 verse 16. My child, no matter what you face, my grace is enough. If you are weary, come to me, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. If you feel burdened, cast your cares upon me, because I care for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. If you feel unworthy, remember that I have clothed you in my righteousness. Isaiah 61 verse 10. Do not let fear overwhelm you. Do not let anxiety rule your heart. My grace is sufficient. Come to me boldly. Come to me with confidence. I am always ready to give you the grace you need. My grace enables you to forgive others. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4 verse 32. My child, just as I have shown you grace, I call you to extend grace to others. Do not hold on to bitterness. Do not let unforgiveness take root in your heart. Forgive as I have forgiven you. When you release others from their wrongs, you will walk in the fullness of my grace. You will experience my peace and joy. My grace will never fail you. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever. Psalm 138 verse 8. My child, my grace is not temporary. My grace is not limited. My grace will never run out. No matter how many times you fall, my grace is there to lift you up. No matter how hard the road ahead seems, my grace will go before you. No matter what trials come your way, my grace will sustain you. Trust in my grace, walk in my grace, and you will never be shaken. My beloved child, I pray for you today. May you walk in my grace. May you receive it fully and trust in it completely. May my grace strengthen you in every weakness. May it carry you through every trial. May it fill your heart with peace and joy. I declare that you will no longer strive to earn my love, but you will rest in my grace. I declare that you will no longer walk in condemnation, but you will walk in freedom. I declare that my grace will be your strength, your comfort, your confidence.